Does 4K on animation really make a difference? WALL-E gets a Criterion 4K announcement, but is everybody overhyping this one? Let's talk about it. So first, we got to talk about the story with this 4K Criterion release of WALL-E and exactly what are all the specifications to come out with this release. So let's get right into all those details. So I'm going to bring up this information from Criterion's website itself, so that way I have the accurate info as we go through this. Well, first, the release date for this film is going to be November 22nd. So this is actually not too far away, and Criterion already did their announcements for November, so this one is kind of like a little sneaky title they're putting in there at the last minute, it seems, but this is a cool addition here. So I believe this is the first time we're getting any Disney animated project to a Criterion release. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that is the case. So I'm super shocked and surprised by this because it seems like Disney was pulling away their physical media titles and now looks like they're supporting physical media a little bit more. I don't know, that's really weird, but I am happy to see that we are getting some Disney animation love here. So this is fantastic. But what this comes with is a director approved 4K Ultra HD and Blu-ray Special Edition features, and this is going to be a 3-disc set, so the special features I believe are going to be on its own separate Blu-ray disc. Now, we have seen WALL-E come out to 4K before, but I'm hoping that as we go through this list of information, we're getting an upgrade in some way with the Criterion treatment of all of this. So let's take a look at this. So it's a 4K digital master approved by director Andrew Stanton with Dolby Atmos soundtrack. That's really good. That's already an upgrade with this kind of edition. The Dolby Atmos soundtrack, I'm super hyped for that because, I mean, that's one of the big selling points of 4K right there. I want to hear it in the best way possible. So I'm ready for that Dolby Atmos. Also, we get a 4K Ultra HD disc of the film presented in both Dolby Vision HDR and HDR10 Plus, and 2 Blu-rays with the film and special features. So that's perfect right there. We're getting that HDR. That should really help with some of the colors popping in this movie. So I'm excited for that. So totally ready for that. Alternate 5.1 surround DTS HD master audio and stereo soundtracks. So that's going to be other soundtracks you can play. But of course, if you got the 4K disc in, I'm sure you're going to want to listen to the Dolby Atmos. We get 2 audio commentaries, one featuring Stanton and the other character supervisor Bill Wise, co-producer Lindsay Collins, story artist Derek Thompson, and lead animator Angus McLean. Awesome. It's always great to have commentaries. Some people really love those out there. Also, new programs on Stanton's cinematic influences and production designer Ralph Eggleston's color scripts. Awesome. And then it looks like we also get a tour of Pixar Living Archive with Stanton. I'm excited to see what that is. Maybe they talk a little bit about some other Pixar movies there. Also, a behind the scenes look at the making of the film, including segments from early animation reels. Now, I'm really excited for that one, actually. That sounds pretty cool. I'm always excited for the special features of making of the film, so that's great. Then we get the Pixar Story 2007, a documentary by Leslie Urix. So I'm guessing that's telling about all Pixar studios. So that's going to be a really cool one. I definitely want to learn more about Pixar. And then more than a dozen documentaries exploring the film's production and robots. Over more than a dozen, 12 documentaries. Wow, no wonder they need 3 discs for this set. That's pretty amazing. So don't think I'll probably get through all of those. Maybe I'll check out 1 or 2. I'm excited about that. Also, we get Anatomy of a Scene, The Plant, a masterclass with Stanton. That's awesome. Always happy to see a masterclass and learn a little bit more about filmmaking. All right, we got WALL-E, A to Z, a new program featuring Stanton and co-screenwriter Jim Reardon. Awesome. Always love those featurettes. Deleted scenes featuring commentary by Stanton. Great. Also, A Story, 1987, a student film by Stanton. Ooh, so student film in there as well. Okay, so we're getting a little bit more movie action in here, which is great. Burn E, 2008, a short film by McLean. So, wow. we get a couple little films in here in addition to WALL-E. That's nice. Get trailers, we got subtitles, English descriptive audio, and then plus an essay by author Sam Wasson, selections from Stanton's sketchbooks, script notes, and drawings, and artwork from the WALL-E team. So, Criterion always likes to put in those little booklets or like pamphlets with their releases. So it looks like we're getting something like that with this one. So that's to be expected. So that is awesome. So wow, looks like they're going all out for the movie WALL-E. So this is definitely something that's way different than what it seems like has been done in the past, with now Criterion and Disney combining some efforts here to make a really cool physical media release. So I know people are really hyped for this one, but we also got to talk about, is this one being just overhyped just a little bit? Secondly, I have to talk about the future of what this means with Criterion and Disney animated movie projects. Well, I'm hoping that WALL-E isn't just a one-off. I'm hoping this is a long-term deal where we're going to see a lot of other Disney animated titles, whether they were Disney Studio animated or Disney Pixar animated titles, get this 4K Criterion Collection treatment. I really want to see these titles get released. I mean, there's just so many good movies out there. You can do classic Disney animated movies, newer Disney animated movies, or just even the Pixar library. Pixar, to me, is my favorite animation studio of all time. That's just my personal opinion there. But I just love some of those Pixar movies so much. I mean, imagine a really cool Coco 4K Criterion release with some amazing artwork. That would be just so awesome. I want that. I mean, it doesn't stop there though. You get Finding Nemo, the Toy Story movies. I mean, there's just so many movie possibilities they could now do. So I think this really opens it up. It seems like Disney is stepping up their game a little bit in the physical media market. So I'm hoping this is a long-term deal. We're going to see a lot more titles, because a lot of past Disney releases can definitely be improved in terms of packaging and design and artwork and special features added in. Also the Dolby Vision, Dolby Atmos soundtracks, the HDR. I mean, all that can help improve a release of an animated film. Just to give you one example of something that definitely needs to be improved, I still have this Incredibles 2 steelbook, and this steelbook is awful. Look at this front cover. Wow, a washing machine. We can do better than that. And what I think can happen is Criterion could get some really awesome art design going with an Incredibles 2 release, maybe package those together, I don't know, but I just think it would be so amazing if we got that updated kind of Criterion style to a lot of these. Now I guess you consider best animated movies of all time or classic animated movies. We need to get better treatment, better respect for these animated titles, especially into the physical media market. And now WALL-E opening up this possibility through the Criterion collection. I mean, this is great news for physical media collectors out there. I'm ready to see what happens in the future, and I think the future can be very promising if a lot of people buy this WALL-E on 4K. Next, I have to talk about, is this whole WALL-E 4K Criterion release being way overhyped? Because I see some people kind of losing their minds over this announcement, and I agree, it's an awesome announcement, but I don't think it's the best announcement out there, right? Because does 4K on animation really make a massive difference? Now, this is probably going to be all opinion based here. Now, for me personally, when I look at a 4K of an animation title as compared to a Blu-ray of that same animation title, yeah, I can notice a slight difference with the 4K, but not a massive difference. It's not like when I compare a Blu-ray of a movie, of a live action kind of movie, with a 4K of that same live action title. To me, I notice a way bigger difference there, whereas animation, the difference is just a little bit smaller. So that's why I'm not overly going crazy about this release. Also, plus, I've actually never seen WALL-E. So I am kind of excited to see WALL-E for the first time in the best way possible. That is a cool thing about this release, is because now we see animation titles just getting a little bit more respect, and now to get it preserved in the best way possible for our movie collections. I mean, that to me is the coolest part of all of this. So I'm going to be able to see it for the first time. I've seen different scenes from the movie, but never just watched it all the way through. So this is going to be an awesome experience for me. I think they really did a good treatment with this one, because we're getting the Dolby Atmos added in, the HDR. So I think it might be a little bit better of a animated 4K than a lot of the animated 4Ks that are out there. So maybe it'll look even a little bit better than, say, its Blu-ray counterpart. So I'm excited for that. I definitely want to check it out. Do I think it's my favorite announcement in the world? No, probably not, because once again, I don't know if the 4K animation is going to make a massive difference. I hope it makes a big difference, but I just, as compared with live action, once again, to me, I always like to see live action movies more so in 4K. It's never like, with an animated movie, I'm desperate to get a 4K of it. Usually with the Blu-rays, I'm just fine. They usually look fantastic on Blu-ray, but it's still great to get Criterion doing something like this. It's something different from them. Glad to see Disney stepping up their game. And actually, this title looks to be a fair price, especially, when it comes out in November. I'm hoping we get that Criterion November sale like we usually do through Barnes & Nobles and all that great stuff. And hopefully this one comes out to about 25 bucks. Normally, that's what 4K movies go to during that sales price time. So 25 bucks for a brand new movie to Criterion Collection that's on 4K with 3 discs packed with amazing special features. To me, that is totally worth it, as at least a blind buy for me. And if you're a fan of WALL-E, I'm sure it's definitely worth it to you. So I'm definitely going to be checking this one out once it's at that sale price. I just think I'm going to have a pretty cool experience with this one. And it just looks great, everything we've heard about it so far. So I'm ready for this one. But now it's your turn out there. Let me know in the comments below. Do you get excited for this 4K Criterion release of WALL-E? Like a lot of people are getting that excitement and hype level up there, or are you just kind of on this one? Do you really not care about these animated Disney Pixar titles going to 4K Criterion? Would you have rather seen something else? Let's have those fun movie discussions down below. And if you're visiting the channel for the very first time and you love collecting physical media and being part of this awesome league of mega film fans, make sure you subscribe right now. That way you stay entertained and up to date on all the latest physical media topics. And if you enjoyed this physical media topic video, click another video to see more. Also, like the video. And this is Mega Mike the Movie Man reminding you to make every day a movie day.